Hey there, crew. Welcome back to another Home Media Blitz episode. Thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. If you're new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe, share, and make a comment. Ask your questions. Today we find ourselves back into our old Japan basement family remod. And today it is screen and projector day. So let's go ahead and make our way to the truck so we can show you what we're working with. Okay, crew, so here we are inside of our truck, and this is the screen that we're working with today. This is from SI Screen. It stands for Screen Innovations. We are working with a 140-inch zero-edge slate 2.2 finishing on that. So we'll talk about that more when we get the screen inside. So right now what I need is a pair of extra hands. We got team member Gus over here that he's gonna help us get this big puppy inside. So let's go. Okay, crew, we were very successful bringing that screen inside. We took our time, we were very careful. Even though you saw that very fast on the time lapse, we pre-measured the staircase in the turn against the box to make sure that we had to make that turn. The box is 100 inches. The ceiling top on that the staircase was like 120, so we were fine. Everything is good. So here's the box. We're ready to go. We're gonna have to unbox it. You're gonna watch us unbox that. But we're gonna have to prep the area because there is some materials, some extra garbage from the construction in the working area that we were gonna eat. So we're gonna go ahead and clean that up, prep it, sweep it, throw some blankets in there, and then we're gonna be able to prep up the screen. So let's go. Okay, crew, check this out, check this out. You just saw a second ago that we removed all that extra construction material that was in the way. We swept up and we picked up the garbage, and we also threw some blankets here in the area. We're prepping up the area to throw that screen. So as I mentioned earlier, today is Screen and Projector Day. Now, if you've been following us on video, you've seen this, that we cut the speakers in, we cut the subwoofer speakers in, we did some LED lighting in the cove, and also Justin put in all the grills on the speakers in the ceiling. If you haven't watched those videos, please go back, take a look, and as I mentioned earlier, subscribe, share, and tell people about us. It'll help the channel. We're a father and son duo here that we're trying to make things, a little bit more exciting on the AV side. And let's go ahead and get that screen. All right, crew, we are doing a little bit of unboxing here. So here is the screen that we're gonna assemble. We got team member Justin and team member Gus here opening up the 140-inch screen. So let's get that all opened up and assembled. All right, crew, we're making progress over here. We got team member Gus and Justin assembling that frame. Check this out. So the frame, we are installing it on the floor on a very protective blanket here. And we just have to make these joints here, these L corner brackets that they're gonna get adjusted with Allen keys. And that's what's gonna be holding the screen once we get ready to assemble it. All right, crew, check this out. We're making progress over here. The screen framing has been totally assembled and secured. Now the next step is to roll out the screen, get it in place so we can then lay down the infinity edge framing into our lunar gray screen. Okay, the guys are laying down the framing on the screen. So now that the screen has been laid down and also the framing has been laid down on top of it, now we have to go ahead and start making these clips onto the framing, which it'll start stretching out the screen and making that complete smooth image finish that we're gonna need when we install it on the wall. Okay, crew, I also wanted to mention that on these very sharp edges, we have to be super careful when we're clipping the edges of the screen, because this very corner can actually cut the screen open, and once we damage that, forget it. The whole screen is no good because it will not be able to clip right on. Check that this little bar in the middle, that's actually for support since this is a very large screen. Once we take the screen, lift it, and then mount it right here where these speakers are gonna be covered by the screen. And then we're also shooting a laser on the top. That's actually our reference level to know that that's where you're gonna put the top of the screen and then go all the way down over here. Okay, crew, check that out. Team member Gus just began the first of many that we have to snap in. Now check that out, see how that's stretching right there? We have to be super careful. That could actually snap the screen and cut it. So then right there, he's handling each corner. So Gus is gonna take care of that corner over there. There's Justin taking care of that corner over there. And then from there, we're gonna start snapping in all these buttons in here. Pretty cool. Okay, crew, the guys are making progress over here assembling the outer edges on the framing for protecting the screen, where it'll be the front zero edge bezel. Let me take you over here to our engineering department, which is our office, and let's show you how we are making this work. So as I mentioned earlier, we're working with an SI screen, Screen Innovations, and we are working with a 140-inch screen with zero edge, and 122 is our width. Our height is 68 inches. This is our measurements for the bracketing system once we're getting ready to install it on the wall. And that's how thin the screen's gonna be against the wall. Very cool. So you'll see here that we're obeying what the manufacturer is suggesting. We are good within those numbers. And this is our screen, our projector that we're gonna install, so we're gonna project towards the screen. And we'll make that happen. So let's get that on the wall. Okay, crew, we're getting ready to mount the brackets for that screen. So according to the chart, the guys got the numbers. Now I'm gonna step over here to Gus. So he needs the stud finder so we can install the brackets onto the wall. So here Gus is going to be measuring and also getting the studs so he can clip on those brackets on there. Check out that trick that we did today. Shoot our laser. We actually took out the register cover to the AC unit, and then we're just gonna remove that and put it right back on there. So pretty neat trick to have the laser sit there. And so we're just waiting for Gus to get that, mount those brackets. Here's the screen. Okay, we're gonna lift that and install it on there. But one thing that I wanted to mention is that once we're ready to touch that screen, this is very important. Check this out. From the manufacturer, they actually give us gloves. Okay, they don't want us touching the screen because our skin actually has some sort of human acid that can damage the screen and create fingerprints. So when getting ready to lift the screen off the floor, we all gotta be wearing these gloves. So then we just lift it and hang it, all right? So let's stay tuned for that one. Okay, crew, we're ready for the moment we've been waiting for, is to get this screen installed on this wall. Team member Gus already prepared our brackets right over here. We got our protective gloves right on, so let's go ahead and grab the screen and get it on the wall. Okay, how's that? Now we just gotta make sure that we're center level and plumb, and you're gonna shimmy either left or right so we can get it pitch perfect. And that should be the end of that. Check that out. Okay, crew, as we're making great progress on this job today, we got the screen up, and now we're gonna move on to the next phase, which is installing the 4K laser projector. Let me show you what we're working with. So, we're working with a Sony VPL XW5000. Now, this is a 4K projector that has 2,000 lumens and up to 20,000 operating hours. It's a laser projector, that means it's gonna have a very crisp, clean picture. Okay, along with that, we're going to be using a strong SML XL projector mount, and it's white because the projector is white as well. Now let me show you what this screen looks like over here. In case you were wondering what that's costing like, check that out. All right, that's directly from the Sony website, so you can see the actual price of this unit. Now over here to my right, I have team member Gus, and he's pre-assembling that bracket on that projector. Check this out. So he's putting it together. All right, and now the projector is actually inverted in upside down because that's how we're going to install it. Once we have it on the installed on the roof, sorry, on the ceiling, then we're going to have to program it and re-invert the lens so then it'll project straight. All right, so let's move on and get this projector installed. Okay, crew, as team member Gus over here is making the final preparations on this harness for the projector mount, I wanted to show you this very cool feature that we use on this bracket. Okay, so it actually has 3 knobs that allows us to make the adjustments once it's in the ceiling. The first knob is going to be our vertical tilt that is going to allow us to adjust our vertical. Then after that, it follows by the horizontal roll, and then also it's going to give it a horizontal rotation, which it allows us to kind of like fine pitch the projector once it's up in the ceiling. All right, so team member Gus is putting the final touches on that. Projector is going to go right over here. So then the team member Justin is going to come in and put a brush plate over here. In fact, he's over here. He's terminating the Cat 6. There's 2 Cat 6s right here that can be connected for the PlayStation and Xbox, and those are going to be our fiber HDMIs. So he's going to terminate that, test it, cover it, get out of there, and then we're going to move on into installing the projector right over here. Okay, check that out, crew. Gus is making the next step towards installing that projector. So he's getting that top bracketing mount that's going to be under in the ceiling for the projector. Check that out. We shot a laser right in the middle of the room on the screen. Gus is getting ready to drill his position right there. He made the marks. And then previously in the build, we ran some backing boarding on there, some blocking so he can install the projector there. So we need to get this guy right there so then we can watch something right over there. Check out that laser. Pretty cool. This is all cool. Okay, so he's getting ready to put that back plate right on there. And he's using the 1/2 X-Lack screw that's on there. And he's gonna get that on. Look at that. That is money. Check that on the laser line. That is dead on. That is so centered right there. Look at that. Totally installed on wood blocking on there. That's not going anywhere. Look at that, how straight that is. Right on the laser. You can land a plane on that laser. That is so straight right there. Look at that. Oh man, that is awesome. Now over here at the front of the screen, looks like Justin terminated his screwless wall plate on here, and we got 2 Cat 6s coming out with 2 fiber HDMIs. It looks like he's already terminated a Cat 6 and running a tester. So let's check on him, see how he's doing. Okay, let's see what we got going on over here. So we got team member Justin at the equipment. Look at that, with all the wiring. And looks like he's about to find out where those cables are at. What are you working on?
I just finished terminating the 2 cats that are the front of the screen, and I'm just looking, it's already labeled, but I just want to make sure which one is which. So
that is because you put a toner in the other end, right?
Yep.
All right, so we should be hearing some beeping. There it is. Beautiful. So that's our cable. And what he's doing, he's going to put a head on that, and we're going to terminate that into our network switch. So when the kids bring in the PlayStation and the Xbox, they're going to get jacked up directly to the network. So that way, when they're gaming online and they're in a gaming community, they're not going to have any lag or any jumpness over the Wi-Fi. All right, let's go follow up with team member Gus and see what he's doing. Okay, crew, check this out. I really wanted to give you a close-up on that mounting right there with the laser and what team member Gus has been doing. Now, because we have a white theme, everything's going to be white, and then I noticed that we're going to have those black bolts. Don't worry, that's not going to stay there. Notice that team member Gus, he gave himself a little reference so he knows where the bracket has to point. So he made that mark right there with a marker. But if you keep an eye on these 2 bolts, don't worry about it because it actually has a little white cover. So when this is done, this cover goes just something like that, and you're not gonna see that. That's gonna look pretty cool. All right, let's get this guy right there. Okay, team member Gus told me to get out of the ladder, and because he didn't want me to take away any of his glory. So right now, you just saw that. He snapped in that cover. Now he's putting the bracketing system for the projector, spinning it in place with a threaded half-inch galvanized bracket that's on there. And let's check it out. Look at that, center on the money. Oh my God, we're not getting fired anytime soon. This is just too good. Oh my God, I was hoping to get fired, but I guess we're not. Look how center that is. Look at that laser line. And of course, don't forget, we have a grounded outlet next to the projector. Awesome. So while team member Gus is preparing that projector, let's talk about, see what team member Justin is doing over here with these cables. Go ahead, tell us what you're working on.
These pair of devices are an HDMI tester.
Mm-hmm.
They're essentially just little mini TVs where you can change the resolution of the generator. And the generator is essentially exactly what it sounds like. It's generating the image in which you are choosing to then analyzer, at the other end of the HDMI. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make sure that these fiber HDMIs are working. So first I'm gonna test out 4K at 60 frames, 4 hertz.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there I'm gonna jump to the rack with the analyzer.
Okay, so in addition, what I wanted to add over here is the reason why team member Justin is testing these cables is because we noticed that when he was making the cover right here, he noticed that there was a splice on the cable. When the sheetrock guys, when they used the router to cut their sheetrock on here. So if I get a close up on that, see that? He noticed a slice in the jacket. These are fiber HDMI cables, okay? And I think we have a success. Let's see. All right, there's our image. So we received that color scheme from the generator to the analyzer. So he just tested cable number 1. Now, was this the cable that was pinched up? Okay, good. Great. Now, let's go back over there and we need to test cable number 2. Okay, there it is. Justin is making the switch from HDMI number 2. I'm sorry, from HDMI number 1. He's going to switch to the HDMI number 2. There it is. All right, here comes team member Justin to check that out. All right, then let's take a look. We're going to hover his shoulder. And that passed. Was that an 8K?
No, it's a 4K.
4K, okay. So at 8K, we may have a small failure due to the distance, which is fine. Now, that's not going to make an effect on gaming, right? When they put the Xbox in the PlayStation, they're going to be fine, correct?
The way input delay works on a screen is that the bigger the screen, the more pixels there are there. So there's a lot more information in terms of what you're telling the screen to do with your controller. So the amount of input it takes to press from your remote, travel back to your console, and then reflect that on the screen, especially on a bigger screen, that's going to take a long while. So the way to reduce input lag is to either take away data from said screen. So in this case, from a projector, you will be taking out a little bit of color.
Correct.
You don't want to sacrifice resolution, because you sacrifice resolution, your customer will see that. So what you do sacrifice is true color. So you won't have actual HDR or your true blacks. What you will have is a type of imitation to essentially allow you to have the best color possible.
Correct.
But without it feeling tacky when you press something.
Correct. Okay, team member Justin is done with that tester. So for those out there that wanted to take a peek of what we're using over here, alrighty then, this is called the Fox & Hound Meridio HDMI video tester. This comes to us from the great people at EV Pro Edge. Those are great company with great products for HDMI transmission. This brand was introduced to me by a good fellow of ours named Don Schulter from the Custom Partners Group. Shout out to him, and I'm sure he's gonna watch this video. Shout out to Don. Don, thank you for introducing us to this brand. Amazing, we love it, we're never going back. This is our generator and our analyzer. Here's the kit, okay? And inside the kit, we also have some cable in there, chargers, so we can test in there. And for those that are interested in this kit, this is a wonderful kit that I believe it's valued at $24.99. And you heard me right, that is $24.99. That is not $24.99. That is $2,400, okay? For those that are in the industry that are doing HDMI, when we're testing HDMI like this, from one end to the other, it saves you a lot of time because it qualifies the cable. I'm sure that some of you guys are out there that are testing HDMI, some of the AV pros, they go in there, they rent that cheap HDMI from home centers or websites that are selling you cheap HDMIs from different factories, and then all of a sudden you're making a connection, things are failing, and then nothing works. Well, that's because you ran a cheap HDMI. Anyways, let me go ahead and stop yapping, and I think team member Gus is waiting for us to get this projector up there. Cool. Ooh, the moment has come to have this projector up there. So I got team member Justin right over here with team member Gus on the ladder. He's gonna hand them over that projector. It's gonna be a 2-man operation. Go ahead, Justin. Waiting on you to hand over that projector to Gus. Okay, I'll put him on. Okay, so now there's Gus right there. He's plugging in that projector. Justin is holding it carefully, so we don't drop that carefully. Okay, he plugged that in. All right, hand them over that projector in there and check that out. Gus is gonna slide that right on up there. Look at that. And then after that, once he slides it on, boom, there it is. He's gonna put in the locking screws so that projector doesn't fall out. And then we're gonna use the pitching and horizontal adjustments so we can adjust that to that right there. Awesome.
Hey Home Media crew, in this time lapse you're going to be watching my dad, Gus, and even I calibrating the projector. So please enjoy the rest of this.
Hey crew, it's the end of the day for us. I want to thank you for staying with us this long and watching. As for today, we accomplished what we needed to accomplish. We installed the screen. Check that out. It's up and running. The screen is fully installed and calibrated. If I have you take a look over here, the projector is also installed and calibrated, ready to go. So we gave a small demo to the client. They're happy. The room is not ready. However, we gave them a small demo of the picture quality. They are ecstatic. They're in love. Even the wife approves, which is very important. Happy wife, happy life. So the guys are done cleaning. They took all the tools up to the truck. We're gonna take our garbage as we always do, and we still have one more stop. When the room is ready, when the client brings in furniture and stuff, the table with the gaming, the PlayStation, and the Xbox, so we can calibrate that. And we're gonna come back on that day so we can do a complete demo and complete demo on the cinema, and we're also gonna finish up calibrating the LED strip lights that we installed, which I believe we also did a video on that one. So until then, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, drop a comment, ask for questions, share with others, and I believe we thank you for being with us this long, and I think that's it. Let's wrap it up, right? We're out of here? Okay. Tune in for the next Home Media Viz video.